Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Tuesday the 5th of November 2019, and it's just around 11 a.m. in Singapore, and it's the daily analysis for Euro, Cable and Aussie dollar. Let's begin with the Euro, and yesterday the retracement has already started and dipped down lower to the 10 simple moving average and falling outside of the bullish channel. The weekly pivot for this week is at 111.38 and it's already dipped below that already, and coming down towards the 21 fib retracement area at 111.15 and heading down towards the key 111.00 round figure area, where the weekly S1 also sits. Right, let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and this was marked earlier on over the weekend, and it has started to dip below the 55 period EMA and this previous resistance, now support zone. That's around the 111.20 area, so there could be further downside momentum towards the next round figure area at the 111.00. So this will be the next key support zone. Right, and we could actually mark a lower trend line for support here, and if it does come down towards the 111 area, then that should provide a critical support area. Alright, there's no key news other than some services PMIs for tomorrow, and there is also US ISM non-manufacturing PMIs, but shouldn't be too much impact on that. Right, let's move on to cable, and the cable has also retraced lower after a slight gap down at the start of the week. The weekly pivot is at 129.07, and that has also dipped below that already, and potentially trying to target the 21 fib retracement area at 128.38, so around the 128.40 area. And if that is breached, then it could try to target the 128.00 round figure support level. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and this was the intermediate support zone that we marked over the weekend, and happened to be just where the new weekly pivot is sitting at, and price has come down to the 55 period EMA. That's where it's sitting at now, and that was the next intermediate support area, and which is not likely to hold. There could be a slight move up to perhaps retest the weekly pivot, and then it could continue to roll over towards the 21 fib area. So we'll see whether this area will hold as well, and yeah, that could be in a confluence with this 21 fib retracement area, so there should be support from there. Now it could be consolidating in within this symmetrical triangle here, and I think we could already remove this channel. Alright, so we'll see whether it can find support in this area and then either take a bounce and consolidate during its next couple of days, as the Bank of England's rate decision is coming up on Thursday, and we'll see where the breakout will be, whether to the upside or break down lower. Right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. And similarly with the rest as well, it has also started to retrace lower and already found support at the weekly pivot and retest of the previous swing high at the 100 fib. And this week's weekly pivot is at 0.6885, right? And it's already trying to retrace lower. There is a key event coming up in less than half an hour, about 20 minutes, with the RBA making their rate decision announcement at 11:30 local time. Although there's no rate changes expected, we'll see what their outlook is going to be. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and yes, it's just sitting at the weekly pivot for now. It potentially could be a reaction and a possible bounce, but I doubt it's going to be a significant rally of note. It's going to be restricted by this down trend line, and there could be some consolidation later on. There's a 55 period EMA coming up at 0.6870 area, so this zone will be the next key support area. Right, that's where all the way back into May. And if it does break down lower, there is critical support now at this zone where the monthly pivot is, along with the weekly S1, and as well as the 78.6 fib retracement, which will be a 21% retracement of this previous swing move. But that's further down the week, and probably next week. We'll see how far that retracement goes. But now it could be consolidating, and this possibly could be a descending triangle here. If I can mark this out. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah. So this is at 0.6860 area. So we'll see if that area will hold. All right. So there's still, after this RBA rate announcement, there's still a couple more economic news for Australia. There's trade balance on Thursday, and then the RBA monetary policy statement coming out on Friday. So there's still a number of key news that may impact the price action here. All right. Meanwhile, have a good trading week, and we'll follow up on Thursday. And cheers.